Welcome to the Build My Online Store podcast, where we discuss everything and anything about running an online store. If you like the podcast, sign up for the mailing list to get news and updates at buildmyonlinestore.com. And now, here's your host, Terry Lynn.
Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Build My Online Store podcast. I'm your host, Terry. And today we have Matt from Leamington Electric Supplies from Canada, where he sells ceiling fans, lighting, and electric supplies as a wholesaler. So they've been in business over 25 years, running a retail shop, and they recently went on the Shopify platform. So I was interested to hear his thoughts on how they bring their experience online and some of the synergies they have in their business when they combine both operations. Before we start, I also have to give a shout out to one of my listeners, Jimmy Hayes, who I met recently to talk about eCommerce, business, and selling stuff online. So we met for about 2.5 hours here in Taipei, just chatting about almost everything. And so it's great that he's getting value out of the show. And if anyone else has feedback for me, do leave it on the website, or you can shoot me a review on iTunes. This week on my Twitter feed, I stumbled upon a link by a student at Stanford Law School. He took a class by Peter Thiel, who was the former CEO of PayPal. And he has a class called CS 183, where he talks about startups. And everything that he gives comes from a VC perspective. So he talks about how to look at the market, look at the future, his perspective on the past, even how to pitch VC. So I'll link to it in the show notes. Definitely a very good read, but very long. It's about 300 to 400 pages. Definitely something that'll take you a couple of days to read, but certainly worth the value to do so. All right, welcome to episode 6. Today I'm joined by Matt at Leamington Electric Supply, where they sell ceiling fans and lighting equipment in the Canadian market. If you stick around to the end of the episode, Matt will give you a discount code if you need some upgrades, a 15% discount code. So stick around and he'll tell you the code. All right, let's get into the show. What's up, Matt?
Good, Terry. How you doing?
Hey, not bad. So I was browsing the Shopify blog, and so I saw you guys there. And what caught me was that you guys have been in business for 25 years and you guys just started to go online.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. Leamington Electric, this is actually a family owned and operated business. My dad started this company over 40 years ago, and I've been here probably for about 17 years. Leamington Electric has always been an electrical wholesale supply house for contractors, home builders, electricians in this southwestern Ontario. We're as far south in Canada as you can go. We have supplied contractors in this area with mostly industrial electrical equipment, lighting, supplies. Just recently, we've started doing more of the lighting. And then with the online store, we really wanted to focus on the lighting because it's hard to sell 2-inch pipe over the internet. There's not much of a market for that, but there is a great market for people who need to buy some really good quality high-end lighting.
And so how big is your team?
Our team, besides myself and I mentioned my dad, who's my partner, we also have 3 full-time employees and 1 part-time.
Okay, and do you run the online portion of the business, or how do you guys allocate that?
I do. One of the other companies that I started, I had a little startup where I did web design and some creative marketing solutions for people. That kind of got me into a little bit of a background in running our own website. So when I wanted to take this, we always had an online, or not an online store, but we were always online. But we didn't sell products because it was just too big of a monster to tackle. But through poking around the internet and a few Google searches, it kind of led me to Shopify. After the 30 days, I was convinced that this was a good fit for us. Primarily, our website was strictly just information. Here's how you find us. Here's our 800 number. Here's what we sell. To now our website being, here's the products of lighting that we sell. You can look at them, view the collections, make purchases online.
What are your main product lines?
For us, there's 2 sides to our store. You get the industrial side where you sell everything from distribution panels and breakers, plugs and switches, dimmers, boxes, wire, cable, pipe. All those are industrial products. For many years, that's been our bread and butter because we're an actual physical store. The other side of our store is the lighting department, which is really picking up, especially now because of the online sales. This is the part where you could walk in, see fixtures in the store, like a portion of what we sell, but then you can actually go through our website or our catalogs and see hundreds, thousands of lighting options. That's the 2 components that we have here at our store.
And so the online store basically saves you on retail space from displaying, holding the inventory there too, right?
Absolutely. In our store, we've got about 4,000 square feet. 1,200 square feet roughly is designated to lighting, and the rest is all warehouse space. We've got about $250,000 worth of inventory that we house. Most of that is industrial products or lighting, like industrial lighting products. For the residential lighting that we sell online, if I had to stock everything that we had on the website, it would just put my inventory just over the top. My overhead would be just too much to maintain.
I see. And so this online store is mainly a kind of B2B contract for contractors too, right?
Absolutely, yeah. What we're trying to do, because we're an actual store with people who can actually help people, like you pick up the phone and you'll actually get somebody who can help you. It is B2B, and we try and separate ourselves from any kind of online store by having the ability to actually walk through the process with people, making it simple. People come to lighting. By the time they get to their house and they want to do lighting, one, out of money because it's the last thing they do. So they really have to watch their spending, and they're exhausted from the process of building. So they're very tired of making decisions. So we try and alleviate those two things by providing somebody who can make suggestions to stay within their budget, but also like figure out what they like, what their style is, and then make suggestions to alleviate another decision that they have to make building a house.
So what's the biggest challenge you found selling online?
Yeah, is just the learning curve of, being noticed by people, making sure that we're spotted, trying to get people to understand that we're an actual store, so there's some reliability and accountability to their purchases. The sales that we have had, because we always ask for feedback, and the comments that everyone is saying was that it was so nice to pick up a phone and actually talk to the same person every time I called. A lot of people, they just want some reassurance that everything is okay, because every online sale, we take your payment up front. We promise that we're going to ship you something in a week or two. So that it gives some people some anxiety. So in those 2 weeks or 1 week period, it's nice to pick up the phone and just say, how's my order? Is my order? Is there any delays? Or I just want to talk about it. Do you think I made a good decision? What happens if I don't like the fixtures? Anytime we can answer questions and take the anxiety out of people, that helps. So that's trying to build some confidence in the purchaser. That's probably where we're at right now. That's the hurdle we're trying to get over.
I see. And these products are not really exactly cheap too. And I see some go for like $350 or higher.
Yeah, no, there's the products aren't cheap. It depends on what you buy. We don't carry cheap lighting here or cheap fans especially, because we know customers are not going to be satisfied with a cheap fan. After about a year, the fan will wobble or it'll hum. It's actually funny that you said that. The very first sale that we had was from a woman in Montreal. She was the first sale that we had, and she spent about $1,600. It came over my app. Congratulations, you had your first sale. And I just about fell over because she'd spent so much. It was a great experience, and it was a lot of fun here in the office.
Yeah, everyone tells me the first sale is the best feeling ever.
It wouldn't have mattered if it was $100 or $1,000. It's exciting to see that come over your phone.
And did she find you guys organically, or was it someone recommended her? Or?
Yeah, we actually followed up a lot with her, and she was very good to give us a lot of information. We poked her for a lot of information over how she found us and how her experience was, and she actually wrote a testimonial for us. But she ended up searching for specific fixtures that she had seen in a local store. So like a lot of people, she knew what she wanted. She had part numbers, and she just went online to see if she was getting the best deal. She found us through a organic Google search. She could see our pricing right online, realized that she was going to save some money, and that was all she needed to know.
Is inventory held on your books, or are they drop shipped from the manufacturers? Like
they said, the two sides to our bit. The industrial side is our inventory is held on our books. We do have some lighting on there, probably about maybe 10% or 15% of our inventory, but we are really trying to promote the drop shipping direct to our customers, because the concept is just so beautiful. The order comes in, I contact my vendor, it has it shipped direct to my customer. They provide tracking numbers, which we provide to our customers, and everybody's happy.
Well, how does the process work if someone returns a drop shipped product?
We went through a lot of return policies and kind of read what other companies were doing and kind of did the greatest hits from everyone else. If you need to return something from us, we really get hands-on. We don't want you filling out too many forms or doing anything online. We want you to literally call us so that we can take care of it for you. We still have the salespeople who can give that kind of customer service until we get to the point where we're having multiple returns where we'd have to hire somebody to handle that, I don't see having a problem still continuing giving the customer service to people where they can just take that return and handle it for you. We try and make it as simple as we can. The biggest complaint might be the finish on the fixture is a little different than I thought. That's probably the hardest thing to get around. One of your questions that you had that was great was, how do you get around people not being able to see or touch what they're buying online?
Especially with the lighting product where you actually have to see it.
Yeah, exactly right. And that was the biggest question that we had. Are people going to spend $400 for this fixture when they can't actually see it or touch it? They don't know the quality of it. One of the questions that we answered right away is that we know the quality of the fixtures that we sell is great. We don't carry a low market product. So we know the quality is going to be there. The biggest thing is people are going to see it and say, it's not exactly what I thought. What we're finding is when people get it and they see it, it's almost like they've been to a local store. They might have actually seen it, like this example that we had in Montreal. She actually saw it. She knew what she was getting because she had the opportunity to view it in a store. So I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get there for returns, but so far, so good. So we actually want them to call that 800 number. It's because they're close to being at the point of purchase and they want one question answered just to relieve some anxiety so that we can make a contact with them.
So how is the Facebook page worked out? I noticed you had an iPad giveaway. Can you tell us about that?
With the iPad giveaway, we were partnering with a local arena here that had a hockey team, and we kind of made it into a promo. Trying to boost awareness of our company, trying to collect people's email addresses, and we gave away the iPad. It went really well. We had a lot of fun with it. Was there a lot of sales generated from it? Because that was one of your questions, would you recommend it? If you're looking for something like this to really generate sales, then I don't think it's going to result in that. If you're looking to make connections with people in the community, collect a lot of email addresses, build your contact lists, then yeah, for sure it'll do that. But resulting in sales, I don't think so. I think the actual person who won the contest for the iPad actually had to call for directions because she had no clue who we were.
Yeah, I guess it's a little tricky because when you're a B2B business and you have B2C where I have no idea how lighting works, right? But I see an iPad, of course I'll join the contest.
A no-brainer. If you want to increase your contact list or your email list, give away an iPad and people will sign up for it, right? But you get people who are uninformed. They sign up for things that they have no clue. Like she really didn't have any idea who we were or what we did or what we sold. And a year from now, she might see us in her Facebook or in her contact list and just wonder who this person is and just delete us, right? Moving forward, we want to take our marketing dollars and put it to where it's going to get used the best, which is, into SEO, into advertising on Google, or just making sure that we come up. So moving forward, that's probably where we're going to spend our marketing dollars.
Sure. And so is there a big effort to drive your in-store traffic to buy online?
No, we actually have encouraged some of our customers because every once in a while we'll have a promotional code on where a customer can get an extra 13% off. If a customer came in, we try and run the same promotions that we have on the website in the store. Other times where we do strictly a website promo where it's a discount for website purchases only. We want to test the website out, make sure everything's working good, and if there's something that we can fix, we can fix. So we've actually had in-store customers where we've directed them to make their purchases online, which they have done. It's great. Seamless for us because we get their payment right away. It's the same for them because they have to wait for a week, maybe 2 weeks for their fixtures, and they don't seem to mind. It's an extra step for them. They have done it.
And they get to guarantee that they've actually seen you in person to be comfortable buying online too, right?
What we found too is those customers that have initially come in to see us at the store, but then have gone and made their purchases from the comfort of their own home, they forget about it then. They don't call us and ask us where the order is or follow up on it. They kind of know they've paid for it. We provide a tracking number for when that comes in, even for a customer who just is a block away from us. We find that those customers don't call us wondering, are my lights in? When can I expect delivery?
I see. And on your products page, I noticed every light is labeled by, I guess, their code name?
Yep, that's their part number, just to simplify for us. Somebody was to inquire about a fixture or if they were going to order a fixture. That way there's no mistake for us ordering the fixtures. We get exactly what the customer wants. The other reason for doing that, it uses that in the title spot. So we found, this is the way the customers have been finding us, is that they know the manufacturers and they might have even jotted down the part number or a partial part number for that product. Those are the two things that they're searching for. So they'll type in Seagull lighting plus a a portion of whatever part number they've written down, because lighting stores will use the part numbers on the sale tags. We've done it here before too, and we've had people do the searches for us, and we have someone who does our SEO who's tested this out too. We're coming up on the first page sometimes before the vendor. So sometimes we'll come up even before Seagull's own website. In particular, that's exactly how the first sale that we had in Montreal found us. She had the vendor's name, which was Seagull, plus the part number, and we came up before Seagull Lighting did.
And basically all your on-site SEO is done correctly with the part number on there.
And all that is driven by Shopify because they make it so easy.
Nice. And the original vendor actually doesn't do this. That's funny.
If I was listening.
Yeah. And I see you guys have uploaded a PDF of like the manuals on each product.
We do. Like, that's offered from Seagull or Feist Lighting or Amlight Lighting. We'll actually put the PDFs up there, sometimes in French and English if it's available. The instructions usually are the parts list. Some of that has been problematic, we found, because sometimes that'll go down on the actual site itself, because those links are just actually pointing to the Seagull site or the Feist site. But if it's available, we'll put it on there.
So people that call the 1-800 number, how close are they to purchasing? Like, has it been like an 80% hit rate, 90%? Like, what's your experience with that?
People who call that, usually they call it because they want something answered. They want to know exactly how long a fixture will take to get to them. They want to know if they order 3 pendants and a ceiling fan, or if they order multiple fixtures, will it all be shipped together, or do you have to wait for back orders? So they always have one little question that they're hung up on that they can't find the answer to online. So they call. Once we give them the answer, we find out that most of the time people will make a purchase. We've had people who have called just to say, I just wanted to make sure you're an actual store. Like, we have a picture on there that says real help from real people. We only use the 800 number on our website. Like, we don't give it out to our vendors. Nobody local calls us, so we know that if people are calling in on that 800 number, it's because they found it on the website.
So that's really helpful to have an 800 tool to actually finish the sale.
People will go to your website because they want to make contact, and the first thing they're looking for is your phone number. So we've put our toll-free number right in the header so that people can spot it quickly. One other thing that people will call for a lot is because we don't put everything from the catalog on. Somebody will call and say that, you've put the Brody collection on, for example, but I wanted to buy the 4-light fixture and you only had the 2 and the 3, something like that. Because we don't put the whole catalog on, we make that connection with them. Within minutes, we find out what they want, we upload it for them, and we tell them, you just refresh your page and have a look. People are amazed that we can put the fixtures on so quickly. We've actually had a customer who said, you are showing Amlight, Feist, and Seagull, but there's a Progress light that I wanted to order along with some Seagull fixtures. Well, we do sell Progress too, but it's not on our website yet. So we quickly get the products that they want up, send them the link, and they're as happy to purchase that way as anything. Again, they make the connection with somebody who's actually in the store, who's giving them some really good service, and it builds some confidence for them to make a purchase.
Nice. And so what's the reasoning behind not putting everything on the website?
I think you mentioned it too. Even looking at my website, I think you've mentioned that, there's a lot here. If you go to other sites and you type in, Seagull Lighting or Feist, if you look for those things, you'll find other vendors in Canada that sell, and they get the full catalog. So instead of having maybe 200 SKUs from Feist, they now have 3,000. And that becomes really overwhelming. So we have really tried to scale back what we do, and we have really tried to target home builders who are looking to outfit their entire home with lighting. So we go by collections, the best collections that we think will do really well, and we put the full collection on there. Definitely not the full catalog. It might be 15% of the catalog. We wanted to make sure that our website looked totally different than other online lighting stores. We have a guy who's been doing lighting for 20 years, and he handpicks the collections that we put on because he knows these are great collections. I've sold them before. They look beautiful in a home. So these are the collections we want to put on there. This is just a fraction of what's available. Like you said, we don't want to overwhelm people when it comes to lighting. We only want to show them the things that are the best, that we find a lot of people like, that are good movers here in the store, and they should be good movers across the internet.
I see. It makes sense, right? You don't want all these web pages up there that nobody's clicking to.
Exactly, yeah.
So if I'm buying a ceiling fan, like, what should I be looking into?
Ceiling fans right now is what everybody's searching for. So it's what we're spending our time trying to promote. With a ceiling fan, you can almost tell by the price point. You hate to judge things by if it's expensive, it must be good. But with this case, that's exactly the case, because when you get a ceiling fan, if it's an expensive ceiling fan, chances are your motor is going to be better. There's more quality in with the products. There's going to be some substantial weight to your ceiling fan. One of the things you can look for is the shipping weight. If you're buying a ceiling fan that's expensive and it's really light, you're going to be in trouble. It's going to wear out. It's going to wobble. All of our ceiling fans have really good husky motors to them, and they're quiet. That's another thing to look for in a ceiling fan, is that they're going to be whisper quiet when they're on.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Matt. So if the audience wants to get a hold of you, how can we get a hold of you?
Well, you can contact us through the website. The links are there for the email. You can call the toll-free number, or you can drop an email to Matt, M-A-T-T, at leamingtonelectric.com. Any of your listeners that wanted to go online, if they make any purchase, we're going to give people 15% off, and it's across the entire online store. All they got to do is enter your name in the discount code at checkout. So you just go and enter Terry Lynn, no spaces, all capitals, and they can get 15% off the entire store.
Oh, great. All right. Thanks so much, Matt.
Thanks, Terry.
To get more information about running an online store, visit our website at buildmyonlinestore.com. There, you'll find articles, case studies, and tools to help you run a successful online store. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Build My Online Store podcast.